Alrighty, I have given myself a task this evening. That task is to watch two fighting game movies. We're doing the bad one first. um, so this is 1994's Street Fighter, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme as Ultra American Guile and Raul Julia as Bison. We will refer to them as their movie names, even though we know in Japan they switch names. We'll get to that. Um, this was back when video game movies like this one's like an old Marvel movie where they didn't care about the source material very much. They're just like, all right, you got these characters, 12, even though there's only 11 of the characters in there. We'll get to that too. We got to get them in there, and there's got to be fighting, but we got Van Damme, so it's also got to be like a weird action movie. What can you do with this? And they shat out a script, and this is what we got. So, oh, I should point out in very much in advance, you're not going to see the movie in this video. The movie, you have to have your own copy of the movie. And when I say hit play, you hit play and it syncs up. There'll be a time code and there'll be screenshots, but I can't show the movie because there's this thing called copyright. So if you're watching this video expecting to see the movie, you're not. So please, if you have any illusions about that, click off now because that ain't happening. But what you can do is watch this movie on your DVD, your Blu-ray, your VHS, or your streaming service, and watch along. This is an interesting one. I've got some opinions about it. I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. And there's a lot of goofy shit in this movie from just a gamer standpoint, let alone a bad movie standpoint. So we're going to switch screens. I'm going to give you a countdown. You hit play on your Street Fighter Blu-ray or DVD or however you may be watching this. And we'll get going here. Let me just see something real quick. Yeah, they took away my ability to pop out the chat, so I have to do some finagling. Why does everything have to be so complicated? Okay. I think I got it. No, I don't have it yet. I can't do that either. As usual, going swimmingly. Okay. We're good to go. Sort of. Okay. Let's bring this up here. Alright. So. Let's switch this over. Sorry, I should really have a more streamlined way to do this. Hi, everyone. So, you're going to hit play on your Blu-ray/DVD, and we'll get going. And that is in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Might be a little discrepancy, not much. Shouldn't be much at any rate. Okay, we're good. Right now, okay, my Blu-ray of this, you're seeing the Columbia TriStar distribution. And now you're seeing the planet. Jean-Claude Van Damme. Raul Julia. Jean-Claude Van Damme, fresh off his abandoning of Predator, which I have to look up. This sure sounds like the same composer as Predator. Crisis in Shadaloo. We still don't know. Shadaloo is a vaguely Middle Eastern. Well, no, it's in the jungle, so it's like Colombian. And there is Ming Na Wen as Chun Li. She looks the same now as she does back then. It's witchcraft. So let's get into this mess. Let me make sure I am in frame. I am good. All right. And there's the man, Raul Julia. Thankfully, this wasn't his last film. Who also apparently has Magneto on the payroll. Oh, the bison costume was designed specially because it had to have syringes and stuff. Now, I will say, Raul Julia gets it. He is chewing the scenery, hamming this up. He knows he's in a bullshit movie. It's the rest of the cast I'm not sure know they're in a bullshit movie. Wow, 20 billion is astonishing. Oh, I regret nothing! I regret being in this movie! GNT, Global Turner Network Television. Oh boy. Based on the Capcom video game Street Fighter 2. Very loosely. They weren't going to let Raul Julia waste all that months of training. We're going to discuss also why the four kings aren't the bad guys in this movie. And Bison has one move. Neck break. No psycho power. I can barely speak. All American Jean-Claude Van Damme. Ooh, they framed that really poorly. Countdown to 0. The Bison satellite. He's shooting something. He's shooting the shit. Okay, where are they getting... I think they're trying to cap on the whole Starship Troopers video thing. Oh, I would have given a great deal to have Kylie Minogue climb over me like that. He can't even say dickhead like an American. It's amazing between the accents that are bad on accident and the accents that are bad on purpose. Oh, come on. The world will never hold you responsible for the actions of a terrorist regime. Here's another thing. Stupid Guile calls out his buddy. We're coming, but we'll never make it in time for him to not torture you. Also, why is the Shadaloo logo not centered? Obviously, he may be crazy, but he doesn't have OCDs. And because Bonga's from Brazil in the game, he had to be Spanish. Oh, Lord. They could have made this a very simple movie. You know, for a minute you almost were legible. Kylie's such a little actress. And now we go to the pit fight. This they actually kind of get. Oh yeah, it's the 90s. So get some hip hop in there. Oh, thanks for escorting us, Freddie Mercury, in the leather outfit. By the way, Claw's the one that's supposed to be climbing the cage. This guy who plays Ken is fresh off the Double Dragon Bomb movie. Now, the Raiders were given a list of 12 characters, and a lot of leeway. So Super Street Fighter 2 is out at this point. For some reason, there's no Fei Long in this movie. There is a character named Sawada who's supposed to be Fei Long-esque. Ladies. Boring fighters. Don't want to fuck. I will say Sagat is pretty good in this. And why are Ken and Ryu grifters? No, you idiots. You don't have a deal. Yes. So what is this Nerf brand you speak of? So in living color. Now the guy playing Ryu obviously is a martial artist. And the guy who plays Ken is one of those movie martial artists. Kind of like Johnny Cage in the next movie we're going to watch. How anyone would pick up a plastic gun. Okay, we're also going to see that they can't commit. They're making a Street Fighter movie. They won't commit to Street Fighter moves. It's really ridiculous. But they will just skim the surface. Thailand. So I can't tell you how pissed off I was at this movie when it came out. You won't even let me practice yoga. Raul Julia is the only one who gets what kind of movie he's in. He's kind of like Alan Rickman in Robin Hood. It's a Clockwork Viewmaster. Is that the picture that's up? Yeah, good. It's amazing too. Like, oh, war, famine, pestilence. It's the whole Four Horsemen channel. You shouldn't. That's a trigger ward. You know what? Give them their due. Raul Julia is kind of a badass in this movie. We brought a bunch of Slurpee machine fluid. We're going to turn him into a lemon lime orange hybrid. Now, if Guile hadn't made that stupid announcement, that guy would have just been chilling in the pit. Oh, they even mispronounced his name. I will say, though, everyone in America called him Ryu. I don't know why. Although, dude is Japanese pronunciation, and stupid Americans, we didn't know shit about Japan. Especially not about pronunciations. We didn't even know about the whole name thing. Don't let go, bromance. Don't ever let go. I will say Vega looked good in this, but like, that's a live action fucking Vega. Iron Fist? He did that Marvel series and shit the bed. Now, Claw here in Japanese, the Japanese games, the names were all mixed up because they were afraid M. Bison was supposed to be the boxer, but they were afraid Mike Tyson was going to sue, so they had to switch up everybody's name. But Sagat was already named in the first game, so Bison became the dictator, who was named Vega in Japan. So they had to switch names. Vega became Claw. Bison became Boxer. Bison became Dictator, and I forget the rest. It's just confusing, especially to a little boy. And Balrog, that's right. Balrog is Vega. You'll notice, you can tell the people who are in shape because they get shirtless. Vega would never fight without his mask. I didn't know there was such a huge amount of cage fighting in. Although I guess is this in Shadaloo? Boo! This is our first fist fight in our Street Fighter movie, and it gets interrupted by a fucking truck crash. Oh no, a Van Damme quip. Why? These people were just in a bar. Really? You made me dye my hair blonde? Here's Sawada. Kylie Minogue at this point was a pop star. I don't know why she's in this movie. There you go. He's hairless. Completely hairless. Why the tattoo is a snake around a dagger, I don't know. What the hell is Ryu eating? It's good that the United Nations forces are pumping in hip hop into the prison for them. I don't even know what the P is supposed to stand for. Prisoner, maybe? He has bamboo claws. That's so fucking funny. Like, this is. You're starting to see where they don't understand the source material. um, because by now you would have seen at least 13 hurricane kicks and a couple Hadokens. They didn't know that what we wanted as fans. We wanted to see fucking fireballs and shit. Oh, by the way, there's Richard Raintree, T-Hawk, who notoriously left the production before he could be mocapped for the game. He was one of the Lost Boys. I saw this with a friend who loved him. I love Kylie Minogue. We both left disappointed. Thank you, Karnov. I love how the computer's always the same voice. This woman had to read these stupid lines. Oh, the suffering! Oh, the suffering! Oh. See, it's this part. They're playing it too serious. It's a stupid video game movie. No, I believe Raul Julia's last role was something else. I don't know if it was Addams Family or not. No, I already mentioned fucking Ming Na Wen hasn't aged a day. It's obscene. It's black magic. Yes, Ryu and Ken, master grifters. Look at look at the human suffering and tell me how you're different. If you give me speech lessons. Who? How did they get a Good Morning Vietnam guy? This movie is all over the fucking place. You're the Ripper Man? Kelly Ripa? I love Vegas' little hair flip. You know what I think? Ken Masters is a lot more rich than this. No, we're doing Mortal Kombat after this. I think next Sunday we're going to do Godzilla, but it's a super long movie, so I think the week after that we're going to do King of the Monsters. Although I might do Shin. Shin's pretty short. We might do a Godzilla double feature. Oh, Ryu is a master pickpocket as well. Ugh. Back then it didn't bug me, but listening to these guys say Ryu is really bugging me. Yeah, trust the guys who shot us with Nerf balls. Great cut there, guys. So yeah, we're doing Mortal Kombat next. We're doing the good one afterwards. Like Ryu and the guy playing Ryu and the guy playing Vega, they are martial artists. They do some pretty good moves. And in this movie, real martial artists are few and far between. A lot of times they film it so you can't like. We'll show more when there's more fighting, not gunfighting in our Street Fighter movie. But they really had to film around how many actors couldn't fight in this movie. Yes, she did. In the animated movie, there is a nude Chun-Li shower scene, followed by a button-down shirt and panties fight with Vega Balrog Claw in her apartment. That's really brutal. I could do the animated movie. I could do that in a heartbeat. I love that movie. I got that Blu-ray right over there. Oh, by the way, Chun Li doesn't have any. The forced affection between Chun Li and Guile in this is really inorganic and awful. That's one of my favorite animated fight scenes of all time. Is Claw versus Chun Li in Street Fighter the movie. It's fucking awesome. It's even better in the. It's one of the few times where the American version is as good as the Japanese version because they use KMFDM's Wildfire as the soundtrack to it. It's fucking awesome. That animated movie had a great soundtrack. It has Alice in Chains. It has KMFDN. This person's head is in the way because they didn't bother putting a squib on him. We can't show the wound. Stick somebody's head in there. And they stole this from Lethal Weapon. Ugh. Can we get out of this movie, Charlie? Raul Julia is great in this movie. I'm gonna say it over and over again. He knows he's in a hammy bullshit movie, and he fucking just nails it. I love that a random colonel is famous enough to warrant an obituary. Victor Sagat, the notorious Thailand fighter Victor Sagat. I don't get why they didn't keep the four kings as bad guys in this. I don't understand why Zangief. I mean, I know they're trying to find roles for all these characters. Ming Na's actually acting too in this movie, but DJ gets it too. He just gets it. I'm doing a bad accent here. What do you want me to do? So this movie actually made Zangief into kind of a quasi criminal. He was always just a dude, and now he's a bad dude. DJ is inexplicably a bad guy when you could have made Balrog his right hand man. And I think the only reason they did that is because Balrog needed that paper thin reason to hate Bison that he ruined his boxing career for no reason whatsoever. Raul Julia plays this like a heel angle. In his mind, he's the hero. He's awesome. This movie is terrible. He's good. He's worth watching this movie for. I love I love Zangief's adoration too. Oh, this movie. He's straight up monologuing. He's sick too at this point. He is going to die within a few years. Look at that. His vision of peace is a building shaped like a skull. DJ does some serious eyebrow acting in this movie. Anyone risking his arrest will shot. It will be shot. I like they couldn't get one Japanese guy to play Honda either. It had to be a Samoan. His biggest role after this was in basketball. You know what's funny? She's actually like she never stopped working. She was always on. She was on Grey's Anatomy. She was on ER. She's never stopped working. She's on Agents of Shield right now, if you can call that working. I'm not even sure when that's coming back. It's the redheaded stepchild of the Marvel universe. This is interesting. All right, Giles' dead. We're leaving. Sir, my peripheral vision's. Oh, never mind. You'll see. Kylie Minogue has no business being in this movie, as much as I love her, because she's stiff. Ming Na knows how to fucking move for an action flick. You know, so does Van Damme. So does the guy playing Ryu, Vega. The problem is that they're a quarter of this movie. And they don't use her well enough. I mean, although, to be fair, she's like one of the heavy lifters acting wise, but her only fight scene, I think, is with Bison. Morgway. Okay, let me see if I remember this correctly. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. Wouldn't it be nice if we knew exactly what she was tracking? She's ironically she has an Atari Lynx in her hand. All right, she's tracking the tracking signal. Why they're hiding it in the morgue, I don't know. That's something you'd put in your command ops, I would think. Also, if this is a ruse, why the fuck is he lying here this long? He has a pretty good goose egg over his eye, it looks like. Oh, God, he stared at her breasts for that entire sentence. No. 20 years, she's like 18. If you can understand me. Look who's talking. Even her stance there, I get the feeling Ming Na actually played a Street Fighter game before filming this. Sir, could you try not being sexist for 5 seconds, please? Oh, I don't remember all these terrible voiceover jokes. Like, that was an Iraqi. Like, that was a Desert Shield joke, which was a recycled French joke, if I remember right. Yeah, show that Capcom lid. Yeah, you know you love it. Damn, Mignon is beautiful. It sounds like you can't even watch this movie without just feeling. She even gave a Chun Li hi-ya. Man, oh my God! Oh, Jesus Christ! Can we can we have one scene without a guy leering at a woman in this movie? That's a weird shot at Detroit. Eliza will not be pleased. They had to cover up Zangief here because Vega's actually bigger than him. Ken, no. Your dick is not smart. Welcome to the first of many memes. He's got a point there. Oh, you're not going to be pleased. Alright, how did Ryu know where to go? Thank you, faceless G-men. Bison dollar. Oh, God. He burned the bison bucks. That stopped the entire. That was like when Dr. Psycho said cunt. Why? Again, why? She's intense. Vega always has his claws on hand. So why? Again, they had to make Honda Hawaiian because I guess the only guy who could act at 500 pounds was him. I love the cricket sound effect. This doesn't make a whole lot of sense. She's obviously not saying those lines. There's a lot of ADR in this movie. It doesn't make a lot of sense. No, I have not seen DOA or Tekken. The movies. Oh, Zangief, you're a treasure. See, now, if Ming-Na hadn't telegraphed this move, she might have got them. Remember, folks, we have yet to see a street fight. Almost 40 minutes into this Street Fighter movie. Woof! That's a rough... that shouldn't even been a composite shot, really. Jesus. They don't even put their first names in, even though they mentioned them. They never mentioned how they capture Chun-Li. Educational. Okay, let's just get the implied sexual assault out of the way. I mean, I get it that didn't. You've got the four kings. You got your four heroes. You know, yeah, Balrog, Vega, Bison. So got your four villains. You've got Ken, Ryu, Guile, Chun-Li. Your four heroes. You've got Honda, Dhalsim, Blanka, and Zangief. Your four nobodies. And then the newbies. Cammy, T-Hawk. Ooh. Hey, a lot of guys would pay to have her spit on them. T-Hawk, Cammy, Fei Long. Oh my god, I'm blanking. Fei Long, Cammy, T-Hawk, and DJ. Duh. And you gotta find spots for all 12 of them in the movie, and all you have to go on is their video game endings. Unlike the Mortal Kombat movie, where, to be fair, Ed Boon had a metric shit ton of backstory, and they had 2 games worth of lore. Why? He has no air anti-air. Ironically, he uses Predator technology. I am not going to dress up like a giant lobster. This is doing terrible accents, by the way. If Sawada is a Hong Kong star, action person, I think, or a stuntman. There is still an hour in this movie, by the way. This is a very strange scene. This guy gets off on dealing pain, I guess. And why doesn't he just switch to Balrog? Wow, he hit him so hard he made him cough. Somebody spilled Caro syrup all over your back, man. What the fuck does that even mean? Solid hand job, prison joke. Alright. This isn't a terrible way to get them into geese, at least. I don't know what this means exactly. Like he's just too stupid to know that it's supposed to be thumbs up. I do like how the Allied nations they don't have a specific flag except for the Allied nations flag. Well, we all know the fucking USA would be in the forefront of this. Why would he salute this dude? This is, I mean, I guess this is 90s anti-hero stuff. Oh, your accent. Oh no! This babbling idiot is going to give a speech. But I can't read them. Oh man, I was all beefed up for war. He's checking his watch. That's a pretty good gag. They're playing that sad Rocky music. Rambo music. Son of a bitch. The next Bison wannabe would be Gil. To hell with orders, sir! All he did was give the AN plausible deniability. Who is this broad holding your shoe? Where the fuck did that come from? Mind you, this is a Street Fighter movie. We have yet to see one fight. Didn't. This thing looks like the Bat Boat. Military discipline has gone right out the window. Now, mind you, this is a stealth boat. Let's all get ready for a meme. Now, to be fair, Chun-Li's outfit is kind of reminiscent of her second player color scheme. Bison is removing all of his clothes except his hat. He's got a smoking jacket. And he has a whole range of colors of the same hat. Are you still talking? uh, it was Tuesday. Yeah, even she can't believe it. I just became part of a meme, motherfucker. Why didn't you start with the bone clamps? Hail Hydra, did they say? There are very weird music cues in this, too. That is an elaborate bone chandelier. This is so eerily reminiscent of when Zap Brannigan talked Leela into fucking him. I have been known to study abroad. Look at that awful painting. Oh, god damn it, this movie. Mm. Out of anyone in this movie, Ming Na kills Chun-Li. Your resistance only makes me harder. Hey, this worked with Tish in the Addams Family movies. No one's seen any combat in this movie yet. Metaphor for this movie. Oh, you have not seen these thighs, Buster. She even that's like even an excuse for her to have the wrist. Damn, that's some wire work. It would have been great if they gave her lightning legs here. Like that stuntman earned his money. Oh, you dummies. Of course Bison had a panic room. Come on. Oi! You think? He saw. Woo! I never thought I'd have to use this. Again, that would have been a great point. That was a pretty good transition. I gotta be honest. This movie isn't all shit. Really? Ming Na did nudity? I don't believe it. With Wesley Snipes. I don't even know what movie that could possibly be. Attentional what? Attentional butts? The only time they say his name. And he is one of the fighters in the movie game. Which we'll get to, probably after the credits. Because they use this movie as an excuse to make a new Street Fighter, but it uses the technology of Mortal Kombat, which had taken a huge chunk out of their audience. Especially by the time this was made, Mortal Kombat 2 came out and was really huge. Okay. Do you remember when you could tape? Who is filming this, by the way? It's so bizarre. This is such a bizarre little thing. Hey, remember Charlie? Oh, yeah. I wonder if Odo has a version of this Blanca little figure. I'm not doing nothing. Your little torture experiment. Leave me alone. Yeah, okay, you've done his muscle mass, but why the fuck did you give him teeth like that? give it. Okay, cerebral download means they were downloading his. They were downloading his head. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. And no one's gonna notice this? And what? Did he go to YouTube and just find nice guy programming? Wow, there's still 45 minutes left in this movie. I didn't remember this being this long. We are at the hour mark, and we still barely had a fight. Although I guess no, that was an ass kicking. That wasn't even really a fight. There's a lesson there. Why do you have to put your mask down to go into stealth mode? And why do you have to speed up? Okay, here we go. Fine. But what? With the shields, was that like inertial dampeners? The little shields? What the hell kind of bullets are in that thing? Yes, it's my accent. It's all over the place. Why do you bother making the bone invisible when you can see the wake? But how is... I'm so confused. So the stealth got them exactly 800 yards closer. Lone Star! They're using raspberry jam. The Predator? Why did it say Alerto on the handle? Man, railguns were all the rage in the 90s. Cammy, why are you ducking? Oh, who the fuck do you think it is? Gordon's alive! Greatest line ever coming up. That's so fucking good. I use that to this day. I guess you didn't see that. We're not exactly sure what... Oh, I guess this is the same propulsion that he uses later. So... He's got those things in his boots. You're gonna wish you gave it up to me. Ah, Capcom fucking 6-button layout. Of course they have proximity. Oh, what she meant is they have minds. Okay, as much as it's just an Easter egg, how the fuck do you use this to do? This is like when Superman was coming at the computer place in Superman 3, and they were using Atari graphics as a missile defense. Man, they are snap zooming all over the place. Like a lot of Street Fighter players I've met in the arcades, he mashes the buttons. Another meme. His entire performance is a fucking meme. It's glorious. Those things are just as full as they were. How dare you teach him racial equality, you monster! This is. They didn't give me a name, so boom. So. Oh. So what did he threw him into the ooze? Is he going to be a turtle now? Well, even if he was smart when he wasn't breathing, he'd have no way to articulate. This is glorious. He couldn't even get a guy that could go. Oh, 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 oh. Little help. Ah! That's the noise you make when you're being mauled by a man monster. Those are so obviously bike helmets that were painted over. Oh, God. Now you're going to see, even though. Oh, here we go. They just had her say thrust kick, which is really a pander. But in Japan, it was cannon spike. And she just did a regular kick. A thrust kick goes way up in the air. It's an uppercut. It's an okay joke, but this movie's a little bloated runtime wise, and this one wasn't necessary. What's with the additional dialogue? So they got Richard Raintree, a real Indian guy. This is the one thing Capcom may not give a shit about racial stuff, but the movie tried. But that is so obviously audio taken from another scene or something. Because Richard Raintree was not around for ADR. No fucking way. He left before filming was done. I love this. So obviously a Halloween store string web that he just went through too. Spider, jigger my balls. Just in case you forgot, he's an American. Oh yeah, there's hostages. Right here. Boy, that was the Undertaker gong. Oh, that's the same balance as my bank account. DJ knows what movie he's into. Give him his due. A competent director would have had everybody on the same page so that everybody wasn't making different movies in their heads. Please, you're repelling. Stop it. Now, the giant bell is from Bison's stage, so that is another Easter egg. There's plenty of Easter eggs in this movie. There's just no content. And he pops up in the lab, just inexplicably. And they build up this whole Blanca thing, but there is zero payoff. Notice they did put an electric eel in there to just in case in some future installment of this movie you could explain why he's got electrical powers. This version of Blanca is like Fat Mega Man from the cover of the first NES game. William? Friend, that wig is so terrible. Why would you call him Charlie? It's like such an affront to his Hispanic heritage. Yeah, I'll help you with my gun. What? Well, no, stupid. He's got a point. Why the red smoke? No clue. I call AN asshole nation. You didn't want to check to see if the incubation chamber's full? I showed him flowers and trees and Martin Luther King. No, I'll kill him because he's an inhuman monster. Thanks for the the exposition there, robot. They really missed a chance by not putting weird science in here. My creation. What the hell? Why would they put the bladed things around them? There's a lot of pomp and circumstance. It's hideous! Yeah, except everybody else has guns. These guys weren't stormtroopers. Half of them would be dead anyway. Now, Zangief just Matrix dodged a bullet. Guile, that's not how cover works. What did that guy do? Look, he's so thrilled with his knifing. Well, that was some obviously poor quality footage. Remember, this is Street Fighter. Again, I still. Uh huh. The the wisdom of punching and kicking guys in full helmets. Okay, there's an Easter egg. That's a Hondaism. Did you notice the squibs going off before the guy actually aimed to shoot? Our force of hundreds can't stop this group of fighters. This is so bizarre. Again, a lot of voiceover gags in this movie. What was I thinking, making a mindless monster? I hate little blonde kids. Now, mind you, they're supposed to be coming in from the north, and the river assault was supposed to be from the south, yet they're all coming up the stairs. See, they edit really tight, so you can't see how iffy the stunt work is. Whee! And you're going to also notice a shit ton of smoke. So I don't know who the fuck they know they're shooting. Jesus, Cammy. Americans. He's. Aww. You have no honor. I don't even know if you can call this a fight. Like a street fight. Was that really necessary? I don't remember how he gets out of this. Does he? Yeah, he Temple of Doom's this. No, but I have very good ears. I do not think that John Claude Van Damme has seen The Wizard of Oz. Game quote. Counter game quote. Check out the flag tattoo on his arm. Okay, boss. I forgot to put in subtitles. Oh, I don't remember this scene being quite so racially insensitive. I can't believe they paid for the Godzilla noise. Now, look, Raul Julia is not a fighter, but you could have staged this to look a little better. Like, we want to see some knee kicks, scissor kicks. We didn't even see that connect. All right, that was a real kick. Why is he wearing boxing gloves? Why and why the Looney Tunes sound effect for the cyclone punch? He's unconscious, stupid. And Guile's breakdancing moves, hitherto unknown. Hey, a flash kick. And another one. He enhanced it. He fell on his Eye of the Storm collection. The music's great. Yeah. How'd you get my Skype number? How about the hostages, Kyle? Administering CPR. Wait. He pulls an Undertaker. Okay, Predator sound effect, and Bison never used electricity for his powers. Want to bet? I should have stayed at Microsoft. No dignity, that's for sure. No, I hate this movie. Why is he speaking Spanish? This is why you don't display your weapon before you actually attack. I was kicking you in the chest. Hardly a weapon. Bison's carbon footprint is huge. Yes, let's argue the science of this. Even if we concede that he has metal boots somehow. Now, it's supposed to be a Psycho Crusher, but even Raul Julia's like, I'm not letting you spin me. I seriously doubt that was this actor's leg, by the way. Whee! A god? I love that he can't dodge that attack. Now, it's one weird thing. Sagat in the movie never takes his shirt off, but when they mocapped him for the game, everybody that got mocapped for the game are arcade like costume specific. So he's shirtless for the game, but not the movie. And like Cammy's got her bathing suit. Sagat's not even using Thai move like Thai kickboxing. Oh, here we go. All right. They just started using Street Fighter moves, but he goes, and there's a flash. There's no fucking Hadouken. Vega again is using his good stuff. Oh, you don't touch Vega's face. That was the most ghetto Shoryuken ever filmed. Like, I get you put your two best martial artists in one fight against each other. Maybe you should have mixed and matched a little. And that was supposed to be a hurricane kick, but it was the worst. I don't know. Oh, okay. No, that I have never seen. All of a sudden, Bison's Emperor Palpatine. You will pay for your lack of vision. He is earning every fucking penny of that paycheck. Did that kick really deserve a 3-shot? And why wouldn't you save the flash kick for that? It's a classic anti Psycho Crusher move. I don't think he heard that. It's a little late in the film to be working on quips. Why use that fight? Hey, we got a 100-hand slap finally. If they had any balls, they just spinning pile drived. Now his blood is supposed to look like his face paint. They tried. They tried. His blood is supposed to look like his scarring. I don't know if we ever saw why Dhalsim ends up looking like he does. Hey, it's the Land of the Lost set. How'd you get out there, Zangief? DJ had this scoped out. Like they're helping. All they are is clogging the exit. I will teach him to breathe fire. Did I say that right? It didn't sound right in my ears. So Blanca and Dhalsim just sort of hug each other until they explode. Nobody knows. Obviously, God just left Vega in there to die. What the fuck? Is this supposed to be the good guys? They're clubbing these fuckers in the head. He's got the scar on his chest, inexplicably. How would you know? I guess Wada's there, like anybody knows who the fuck he is. Guile, you are not ready to steal Schwarzenegger lines. Really? Ken and Ryu put back together Shadaloo? Let's bring up a certain trope in the 90s. Oh, God. The, all right, I'll give them that there's a payoff to this. Okay. In every 90s action movie, there's always like an awkward flirtation kiss thing. The worst one ever is the end of Under Siege when Erica Laniak has to kiss Steven Seagal, and you can just see she's trying not to throw up. At least they didn't make Min kiss Van Damme. If you can look up that scene at the end of Under Siege where Erica Laniak Seagal, that is all their poses, by the way. Seagal goes, "I'll show you a move," and he like bends down and kisses her. Oh shit! This is for Raul Vaya con Dios. Maybe this was his last movie. But anyway, you see her when he lifts her up. She's like, ugh. "Oh dear God! Oh, we got wow. This is really an '80s music for a '90s movie. Although this movie is very '80s. Um, so everyone in this movie was also contracted when they signed to be in this movie. They also signed to be in the video game they were making. And Mortal Kombat uses a photorealistic at the time system, and so they wanted everybody in this movie. They wanted to make a photo Street Fighter movie game based on the movie. And Richard Raintree, who was T Hawk, was like, "Fuck this," and flew home. So there's no T Hawk in the game. They for some reason they just felt that Fei Long wasn't good enough to be in this movie. So there's a couple of weird characters. There's Blade, who's a Shadow soldier, and there's Sawada, who's kind of he's got Fei Long's chicken kick and stuff, but he doesn't have like the wow. And I don't think he has Rekkas either. Yeah, tell me why, please. Tell me why. Oh, this movie's terrible. I've never actually watched the credits. I did not know they voiced over the credits with terrible jokes. And this sounds like what's his face from The Simpsons? Who was in the terrible Godzilla movie, the '98 Godzilla movie? I can't remember the guy who plays you know, Kent Brockman. Oh, thank you, Barry Levine and Eric Harriman. I have. Oh yeah, this is '90s. Oh dear God, it's not right. It's not right. I'm telling you. So listen, as a Street Fighter fan, when we heard they were making a Street Fighter movie, remember this is '94. We were excited. The problem was we didn't recognize that when an American company gets a Japanese title, they fuck it up. And this is before they made a ton of really bad video game movies. We were so very naive. Oh God. Digital visual effects? The satellite shots? Oh, and that awkward green screen at the end when the building blew up. Okay. There was some visual effects. I'll give them that. So this movie's notoriously bad. This was a bomb. You know, you've got your tier lists of action heroes, but by '94, the action genre itself was kind of hurting because in the '80s you had your Schwarzenegger, you had your Stallones. Van Damme's from the '80s, but he was low tier. He was probably above Seagal, but not much. No, I hope you don't. Please not be serious. Oh yeah, somebody's playing DJ Hero. Street Fighter was performed by Ice Cube. Public Enemy was on this. LL Cool J's on this soundtrack? Are you shitting me? I'm stunned. Performed by Hammer and Deion Sanders. I wonder if that's like MC Hammer. Was he Hammer by '94? Probably. Hey, they filmed in Thailand, Bangkok, Australia, and Vancouver. 1994. God, this movie's over 25 years old? Is that right? Yeah, wow. Oh, Capcom. Capcom has yet to make a good movie. Oh my god, there's a post-credit sequence. I never knew there was a post-credit sequence. No one's ever sat through these credits before. This is going to be a hand. It's not even going to be Raul Julia's hand. Uh, World Domination Replay. Holy shit, I've never seen this before. I ran out of this theater. Holy shit. Well, that was Street Fighter. Oofa. Well, that was lovely. Um, yeah. Well, that was terrible. That wasn't as bad as I remember it though. At least had some shit going on. Wow. we're gonna go right into Mortal Kombat. I don't have much else to say. That movie speaks for itself. Poor Raul Julia. R.I.P. sir. Pour out a 40 for Raul Julia. Alright, so if you give me, I'm gonna take a break. Give me 10 minutes or so, and we'll start up Mortal Kombat. Probably at 11:30ish. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.